Hello. So today is definitely not one of my best days. I feel a lot more down on myself. I actually wasn't even going to film today, but I realized that if I allowed my mood to dictate whether I filmed or not, then you guys would basically only have the best version of me. So I wanted to be more transparent and kind of show how I feel on the days that I'm not feeling 100%. These types of days happen about 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes they last a whole week, so it really varies, but I've been a lot more anxious now that we're going to start virtual school next week. And I think just the whole idea of starting up school again and how is grading going to work, what am I going to do for the SATs, what's going to happen with college admissions, all of that stuff is getting closer and closer, and I think that is subconsciously kind of freaking me out, making me more anxious, but I am aware of it, so I'm trying to keep it from preventing me from going about my daily activities. I've gotten into a pretty solid morning routine where I wake up, make my bed, meditate and journal every morning, so that's been good, even on the bad days, which is nice because a lot of times I would not adhere to my usual morning routine on a bad day, and that would just kind of make things even worse. So today I basically laid in bed all day. I watched YouTube videos, I went on Instagram, I just spent a lot of time on my phone, and for me personally, the more time I spend on my phone, usually the worse my day is, just because I find that I turn to social media as an unhealthy coping mechanism with what's going on in my head. And that certainly doesn't help anything, because I'm sure most people would agree that social media really spikes people's anxiety. It's been a lot harder. I've been experiencing more frequent dark days or darker days than before, maybe because of all of the uncertainty of the pandemic situation and what's going to happen with school, and college is something that's definitely stressing me out just because I worked so hard for college, and it just feels like everything is so unfinished because, we're obviously not going back to school for the rest of this year. I've also just been dealing, especially these past few months, but now especially that it's warmer and we're gonna end up going to the pool or the beach soon or something, and just showing more of our bodies, just because we're probably gonna be wearing shorts and a tank top or t-shirt, whatever, because of the warm weather. I've been facing a lot of situations where I criticize my body and I lack that self-love, which is really frustrating because I'm aware that it's not good for me to criticize and point out my flaws and everything that I wish would be better. But at the same time, it's become such an automatic response when I look in the mirror that it's hard to retrain my brain, but I am consciously trying to do that, consciously trying to retrain my brain, because I don't think that moving forward with my life, criticizing my body and its physical appearance is going to do me any good. And I would rather deal and overcome with this while I'm still a teen, because I feel like the sooner you learn, grow, and overcome something, then the better life will be, hopefully, in the future. And yeah, I've just been getting down on myself a lot about my appearance, which sucks because I think that a lot of people, at least I base a lot of my self-worth on my physical appearance, and I've done that for a while without even really realizing it. But now I've been talking to my therapist, and we've decided that we need to find other ways to make me value myself aside from basing my worth off of what I see in the mirror. It's frustrating though, especially when you're on social media. And for example, a lot of the stuff that I do is on social media, for my internship, for my personal podcasts, for my regular Instagram, and just a lot of time, as a teenager in 2020, you're spending a lot of your time on social media. And that's just kind of how things are. I've tried deleting a lot of my social media applications. The only thing that I have is Instagram, but it's just difficult because the line of work that I'm in, and Instagram it's used as a good marketing tool, so you kind of need it for business and just those aspects of life. but personally it's really difficult to kind of grow up in the digital age when there's so much pressure to look beautiful and be productive and be a boss woman, which I'm trying my best, but at the same time I gotta remember that I'm 17 years old, and slap a pandemic on top of that. It's kind of difficult to be happy all the time and feel good in my skin, but I'm trying my best. So